Hello everyone, LW here. And we want to talk more about exercise. Why we exercise, why we don't exercise. So first of all, I want you to know, I am not a doctor. So seek advice from a professional if you intend to start exercising. If you're already familiar with what I'm talking about, if you're already involved in exercising, then you're familiar with what I'm talking about. So first of all, you want to make sure that you're physically fit enough to exercise. And that's the first step. Then after you start exercising, you want to make sure you're exercising the right way. So let's start it off with why we exercise. We exercise for a number of different reasons. We exercise because at the end of the day, or once you are in shape enough, you start to receive benefits that you never thought that you would receive before, such as you feel good when you wake up, and that is a big accomplishment. When you walk up those stairs that you take for granted, they become much easier to walk up. These are the things that we need to think about, not what the exercise does to you. Think about the end results. When you walk around that supermarket, you don't get out of breath. When you play with your children or your grandchildren, you feel a lot better. It depends on where you are in age, of course. I would be playing with my grandchildren and loving it. But anyway, exercise, it will lower your blood pressure, okay? It'll also lower your cholesterol if you do it effectively. But just think about walking up those stairs and not being tired once you get to the top. Think about that big accomplishment. Think about being able to actually go out and go for a long walk, something that you don't normally do. Now, as we age, we forget that we need to exercise because, as we were much younger, we took it for granted, all the activities that we did, all those activities kept us healthy. And we were naturally doing it. But think about what you do now. You don't work out. You don't even want to work out. You think that it's painful if you exercise. Well, if you overdo it, yes, it can be painful. And that's why you want to make sure that you seek the right advice and you take the right approach to exercising. So when you start off, you make sure you always start off at only what you can do and no more than what you can do. And the reason being is because when you do more than what you can do, then the next day you're going to feel very, very uncomfortable. And that's what you want to avoid, because once you start feeling uncomfortable, it becomes discouraging. So those of you that haven't started or haven't worked out in a very, very long time, most of the time you don't work out is because you fear the pain. But I'm going to tell you, everything you do is exercise. The only problem is you don't do enough of it to get any benefits from it. When you go for a walk, that's exercise. When you walk up a flight of stairs, that's exercise. Because we only do it once in a while or once or twice a day, you're not going to get any benefits. But supposing if you walked up those flight of stairs 10 times a day, intentionally, you'll find that few days later, you're going to gain some benefits from doing it. So that's what I'm talking about, natural exercise. You don't have to use equipment all the time, but you want to make sure that whatever you do enough of it to get benefits from it. If you don't do enough, forget about the benefits. But on your daily routine, we exercise every day. So don't say you don't exercise, you actually do, but you don't do enough of it to receive any benefits from it. So as you keep in mind that everything that you do is exercise, maybe you want to indulge a little bit more and do more of what you're doing, because it doesn't hurt unless you overdo it. So those flight of stairs that you walk up those flight of stairs multiple times a day, and it'll start to make a difference. So if you work out, or if you like to do aerobics, whatever you like to do, let's say you like to do calisthenics, let's say you like to dance, and believe it or not, dancing, you can get an awful lot of benefits from. So it all depends on your choice of what you're doing, whether it's jogging, jumping rope, working out like you did when you were in school, when we called it calisthenics. All of that will give you some type of benefits if you do it enough. So let's start off the right way. Start off with some type of regimen and make your mind up about what you intend to accomplish through your exercising. Is it weight loss? Is it maintaining your weight? Is it toning up your muscles? You have to make a choice on what you're getting ready to do. Because just working out may not give you the benefits that you're looking for. You may be looking for a lot more. You may have to do a lot more than just exercise. You may have to put yourself on a regimen. You may have to put yourself on a diet. And I don't mean starving yourself. I mean making sure you're not eating the wrong things. Those are also diets. So, if you're exercising to maintain your weight, you have to pay attention to your diet. If you're exercising to gain weight, then that's a whole new program altogether. I never try and advise people or show people their intent. We should be able to look in the mirror and figure out what our intent should be. That's right. Look in the mirror and figure out what your intent should be. And what do I mean by that? If you are, a young whippersnapper, let's say, then you might want to go out and lift weights and all kinds of things like that. But if you are up in age, like myself, then weights may not be the right thing for me to do. Yeah, I know behind me you see the LW system. It's a good system, what can I say? But using resistance bands is more or less what we should really be thinking about. Unless, you're doing some type of exercise program. Some people like to do yoga. Some people You got all kinds of different things these days. What is that, spin? You ride a bicycle and you go to spin and all that different stuff. Or it's a lot of different exercise that you can do to gain or to reach your goal. So working out comes in a lot of different forms. You have to make your mind up about what you're going to do. And whatever you do, just make sure you're not overdoing it. Because once you overdo it, you become discouraged. So keep in mind to start off your exercise regimen or program very, very moderately. And build up your stamina, build up your strength while you are getting used to exercising once again. Don't go out running if you can't run, but if you can, start off really, really slow and only run just a little. That way you're not going to hurt yourself, because these older joints, they will hurt much easier than the younger joints. So we have to take our time. And don't be ashamed of yourself. You can do it. You have to put a plan in place. Say to yourself, you can do it, and get busy. And that's what it takes. You have to have motivation, okay? You have to be consistent with what you're doing. You can't just do it one day or 2 days and say that's enough. You have to do it as often as you can. Daily is usually the right answer. And then you stop and have a couple of days rest to give your muscles a chance, an opportunity to revive, to get that strength back once again. Give them a rest. You need to give your body a rest, as we do at the end of the day. Your muscles feel the same way. So don't overwork your muscles, because it's just not good. Simple as that. So we want to get started with a program, and I want to help you get started with this program. But you got to get the right frame of mind. And once you have the right frame of mind, you can visit all these different websites, and you can find out what you really want to do. I'll encourage you to work out according to what your needs are, not to what someone else's needs are. Make it for yourself. And then you'll feel much better about what you're doing. Trust me. That's what it's all about. Making yourself feel better, making yourself look better. Now, believe me when I tell you, you're not going to change your appearance. You're going to get what you got, but you're going to feel so much better. And that's what you want to accomplish. You're going to feel better. You're going to be able to do things better. That's right. And when you're feeling better, you look in the mirror, you can see for yourself, man, I am starting to feel better. And you'll show a lot more love to yourself. And we all need to do that, because these things are important. We want to stick around as long as we possibly can. Now, don't ever think, as some of us do, exercise is going to make you live longer. Nobody can prove anything like that. However, don't you want to feel better while you're here? I think that's what we want to accomplish. Because your number is your number. You can make it worse because you can't contribute to it. But exercise most likely will not change that situation. So let's get rid of that myth. All right? But it could contribute to longevity. We don't know the answer to that. So we'll never go there. However, we will say it makes you feel better on a daily basis. And that's what you are looking to accomplish when you exercise. It'll make you feel better. It may decrease the amount of medication that you have to take. It may inspire you to do a lot more because the results that you're getting. You don't have to live in misery if you don't want to and take all that medication that you don't really have to take if you do something about it. You didn't take that medicine when you were a kid. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand we're not kids any longer. I understand that. But we can do better. And that is my point. We can do better. Take a look at the mirror. Like Michael says, I think we can do better than what we do. Thank you, and have a nice day.